Hey there guys, welcome to Dino's Vault once again. Today I review the Benelli TNT 25. Now Benelli did enter the scene here in India with a bang. Literally, they launched 5 motorcycles that oozed Italian flair and quality engineering. Each of those 5 bikes have something special to offer, and one ride is all it takes for you to understand the unique character each one possesses. They are a perfect blend of ferocity, finesse, and freedom, the freedom to shut yourselves away from this fallen world and experience motorcycling in its purest form, as each ride completely rejuvenates your soul and refreshes your mind. If you think I'm over exaggerating it, then please do take time out to test ride any of their bikes and you'll understand what I'm saying. Now, coming to the bike of the moment, the TNT 25. The Duke 200 so far has almost had a solo run. There was no real competition for it in the entry level premium street naked segment. There's no doubt that it is an absolute firecracker of a deal. And when we look at the Duke 390, it qualifies as a whole new definition for value for money, which is why the TNT 25 cleverly sits in between both of them. Now, the void in between has no real action happening apart from the Mojo 300 that has just seen the light of the day. Benelli is doing extremely decent numbers in the superbike category in that they have also achieved the fastest 100 a couple of times over the last year in terms of unit sales. Now with the TNT 25, Benelli is targeting that portion of void or empty space that lies between the Duke 200 and Duke 390. Now does the new TNT have what it takes to make its presence felt in this segment, or can this even be the nuke for the Duke that all of us have been waiting for? Let's find out. Now, talking about the design is quite attractive at very first glance, especially the white color variant demands your attention almost immediately. The first thing that strikes you when you take a closer look is the fit and finish and overall build quality. In my opinion, it is undoubtedly one of the best, and that has been the case with all their bikes so far. The TNT 25 is very well built and that falls immediately in its favor. Now the design silhouette is that of a typical street naked and it does resemble the TNT 300 to some extent, especially when it comes to the headlamp setup. The headlamp does look powerful and striking. The glazed pilot lamps look cool. The indicators look superb and carry a kind of a jewel effect. The chunky upside down front forks and the carved out front mudguards look awesome and give the bike a nice and imposing look. Coming to the profile, the sharp and edgy fuel tank looks new age and sporty. The GT stripe on the tank resembles that of the 1130R and the 899 and looks gorgeous. The engine cowl sporting the Italian tricolor looks well designed and enhances the overall look and feel of the bike. The exposed steel trellis frame painted in red looks amazing. The rear panels are sleeker and the exhaust is slightly angled upwards. At the back, the LED tail lamp looks awesome and completes a quite sensible yet attractive street naked design concept. The split seat setup is beautifully laid out. In my opinion, so far the TNT 300 offered the most comfortable seat in and around its segment, but now the TNT 25 is right up there alongside it. The way the rider seat is carved out is what I like the most because it allows you to grip the tank perfectly with your thighs. The switch gear is of good quality and we do get a high beam flasher and an engine kill switch. Talking about the instrument cluster, we get an analog tachometer. The digital display contains a speedometer, odometer, trip meter, fuel gauge, engine temperature gauge, gear shift indicator and a clock. Talking about the engine specs, now powering the TNT 25 is a 4-stroke single cylinder liquid cooled 249cc engine that puts out a maximum power of 28.6 PS at 9800 rpm and 21.61 newton meters of torque at 8000 rpm. Now this comes mated to a 6-speed gearbox. Talking about my test ride experience, the moment you sit on the bike, the seating impresses you almost immediately. This bike offers the most comfortable ride out there. Now I am yet to review the Mojo, so I will exclude it out of this equation, but when compared to the rest, comfort on this bike is as good as it can get in and around this price range. Now once you are off the mark, the bike offers good amount of fun. The engine responds well. It gives you adequate amount of power when you need it, especially for overtaking maneuvers. The clutch is slightly on the heavier side and there are noticeable vibrations, but they are not way too annoying or bothersome. There is some engine knocking if you don't find yourself in the right gear at the right speed. Nevertheless, the bike keeps you quite engaged with the fun element and its brilliant handling such that these other downsides are overshadowed. The handling is outstanding and this is perfectly aided by the super sticky Metzeler rubber. I think Benelli are offering MRF rubber just as an affordable option, but actually prefer you to go with Metzeler tires because there was not even a single bike sporting MRF tires among the stock that had arrived here at the dealership. The front brake lever gets 4-step adjustment for its reach, which I guess is first in segment. The bike feels planted at high speeds and offers good high speed stability up to decent cruising speeds. Talking about the brakes, we get 280 pedal disc up front and a 240 pedal disc at the rear. The braking is quite good. The brakes offer good bite and feedback for a bike in this segment. I was also told by the dealership guys that you have an option of going with double discs up front. Talking about the suspension setup, we get chunky 41 upside down front forks and a hydraulic monoshock at the rear. The suspension setup is not too stiff nor too soft. It offers great comfort and at the same time offers decent performance. Talking about the wheels and tires, we get 17-inch wheels and tubeless tires. We have the option of going with MRF tires or Metzeler tires, with the latter being more expensive. We get a 110 by 70 front tire and a 150 by 60 rear tire. The bike offers supreme road grip. Ground clearance is 160 which comes in really handy here in India. Fuel tank capacity is 17 liters, which translates into better tank range. Talking about the mileage claim, there's no official mileage claim as such, and the bike has just been launched, so I cannot get any user feedback from the dealership. But I personally feel for a quarter liter bike, you can expect around 25 to 30 kmpl. Price ex-showroom Hyderabad for the TNT 25 is rupees 1.78 lakhs if you go with Metzeler rubber, and I think it's around 10k cheaper if you choose to go with MRF rubber. So that's pretty much it. I just hope you found this video useful. Until next time, this is Dino saying ciao. Take care, God bless, and ride safe.